These yanderes are getting bolder and bolder and bolder by the minute. And this story, and of course, this is based on a true story, straight up news. This psychopath, before raping a teenage girl, he allegedly sent her threatening photos of a gun and her grandparents' home where she resides. Okay, so she lives with her grandparents. They're raising her. And he sent her a picture of the home that she lives in as well as a gun. And this stalker, like the gall. Let's get into the news. This is a very touching story because the girl is 16. She's a teenager, and I am appalled. A Washington man is accused of raping a 16-year-old girl after luring her outside using a picture of a gun with her house in the background and a warning that he'd murder her grandparents if she didn't go with him. Guys, you're 16 years old, you're inside of the house, a man sends you these pictures and tell you that they're going to murder your grandparents if you don't go with him. You call 911. Okay, you're not outside of the house yet. Anyway, you call 911 immediately. All right? Um this guy is being held on $1 million bond after the Oregon girl was saved from his home. So at least she was saved from his home, but she went with him. She went with him while she was inside. He sent these crazy pictures. What a yandere. Oh my gosh. This is crazy. But records confirm that the guy was charged with sexual exploitation of a minor and harboring a minor. He basically kidnapped the girl and took her to his house in Washington. She lives in Oregon. Police spoke to the victim, who told them she received a text message on February the 25th from an unfamiliar number with the threatening image attached. In the message, the teen was told she needed to go with him or he would kill her grandparents, according to court documents that was obtained. The teen does live with her grandparents. She ran away from home and was met by a man wearing a ski mask who drove off with her in a lifted four-door truck. Okay, see, why didn't she tell her grandparents what was going on? Parents and grandparents or guardians, if you're in charge of another human being's life, it is your responsibility to protect them as best as you could. Okay, sometimes things are out of your control, but this situation, she ran away from the house. She ran from the safety of her house, thinking that she had to protect the grandparents by going with this weirdo, this rapist. This is crazy. She ran away from home and was met by the man wearing a ski mask who drove off with her in a lifted four-door truck. So she was safely inside of the house. This happened. She had her phone. She could have called 911, told him what was happening. The police would have came and got him. The girl told police, Lepe, oh, I'm not supposed to say their name. The girl told police that this perv made her drink something spicy that made her pass out. She later woke up in the man's home where she was held for several days. She was there for several days? Does he live by himself or what? Like, you were there for several days after you woke up. Okay, maybe he was there holding her at gunpoint. I don't know. Let's continue with the story and see what happens. She later woke up in his home where she was held for several days. This is a long time. Several days being kidnapped and kept. You know, she told cops that when he left, oh my gosh, he left for work every morning. All right, so he left for work every morning and you were there for several days. So after you woke up on the first day after waking up, or whenever you woke up, he wasn't there. So you weren't beating down doors and banging on windows and trying to get the neighbors' attention. Oh, well, maybe she did. Okay, let's carry on with the story. She told cops that when he left for work every morning, he took her phone with him and warned her to stay put as he had cameras set up all around the property. People, teach your children. This is crazy. This is so crazy. She must have loved her parents, grandparents that much that she thought she had to do this. She didn't have to do this. The guy did not break into the home where she was safe and hold her at gunpoint and kidnapped her from inside of the house. She ran away to meet with this pervert, this pedophile, this rapist. She ran away to meet with him because of the threats. He took her phone to work with him every morning, leaving her in the house, telling her to stay there because he had cameras all around the property so he could spy on her, so she'll be too scared to leave. When he returned from his job, he raped the girl, is what she alleged. Okay, so every day he got home, he got some twat that was not given to him. He took it. Okay, he was a rapist. A psycho, Yandere, stalking rapist. The girl was 16 years old. The authorities in both states worked together to track the missing teenager and learned that she was at the pedo's home. On Saturday, February 28th, the deputies were pulling up to the home when they saw him behind the wheel of a Dodge 3500. Okay, so they were pulling up to the home. They saw him sitting in the car. The pedo denied knowing anything about the missing girl and kept driving away, is what the police said. Around the same time, the teen managed to find a phone and call 911. So how did she manage to find the phone and call 911 after all these days? She didn't manage to find the phone the first day. She was panicking. You don't know what's going on in the mind of a victim, so let me not be too harsh. But around the same time the police was pulling up, the teen managed to find a phone and called 911. Mm. Deputies started walking towards the home and could hear the girl crying out for help. So while she was calling them, she was crying out for help. This story is so strange. It is truly sounding like some Yandere bullcrap. And this is just ridiculous. She's 16 years old. This weirdo did this to her. He should be under the jail, okay? Anyway, he heard the deputies that was walking towards the house heard the girl crying out for help. I guess she saw them out there and started hollering and screaming. She was taken to a hospital for treatment. I hope that she didn't contract any STDs because who knows what this guy is carrying around. Okay, the police searched the home with the owner's permission. The owner's permission. So dude was not the owner. Hold on. So he lived with somebody and she was kidnapped for days and they didn't know that she was there. And then she managed to find a phone. So the phone she managed to find must have been the owner of the property's home. What the hell is going on? All right, let's carry on with the story. The police searched the home with the owner's permission, but didn't find a gun or a ski mask. Okay, that's because he took it somewhere else. Duh. He's not going to hold it there. The owner, however, did tell the police that he knew the pedo owned both a rifle and a shotgun, but he was smart enough to take it out of the home. weird. Weird that the homeowner, very weird that the homeowner didn't suspect that someone was in the home if she was hollering, screaming, and banging on the doors or wherever room she was in while he was at work every day. Like, this isn't making sense to me. Anyway, on Sunday, March the 1st, the pervert and rapist asked a friend to call investigators to say he would be turning himself in. He couldn't call from his own phone. You sent everything else from your own phone to this child, you know, but you couldn't call for yourself to say you're turning yourself in. Anyway, after he did that, he denied knowing the girl was at the house or denied ever traveling to her home. What a lying sack of crap. This is a very sad story. He appeared before a judge to enter pleas to the charges that he faces. This is sickening. A rapist, pedo, psycho, Yandere stalker is what he is. The gall of this guy. How long was he stalking her to even know that much about her, like, or anything? Like, where did he meet her? What is this? How did he get her address? Was he just lurking in the neighborhoods, looking for a victim, and then he figured that she would be the perfect victim? And how did he know that was her grandparents? It means that he was stalking. And this is in a different state. She's in Oregon, he's in Washington. So the authorities had to collaborate on this to find this stinking pedo, this rapist sack of crap. Let's take a look at him, guys. Very unfortunate situation. I hope that this young lady finds Jesus to help her out of this situation mentally. She's going to need a lot of care. Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, subscribing. Have a great day.